Oi, welcome back. This is the promised Q&A. I have hit 1,000 subscribers, so thank you very much, and thank you for all your comments. There are a lot, so depending on how much I yap, this might turn into a part 2, or even a part 3, I'm not sure, because I do tend to talk a lot, and I usually go into the long story instead of the short story. So, we will see. Alright, let's see the first question. Okay, the first question is by AGD. If you could travel to any country in the world with no budget restrictions, where would you go? I've given this one a bit of some thought. I'm pretty sure I would go to Switzerland. Because I love mountains, I love the snow, and I love snowboarding. I want to go snowboarding in Switzerland. Like that would be so awesome. I've been snowboarding many times, but it's usually just like kind of I'm not like low budget, but like it's not like fancy places. I've never been on a fancy skiing or snowboarding trip, so I would like that. And when I travel, like I don't I'm not like I'm not cheap when I travel. Like I want to stay at like a kind of like a nicer place. So if I had no budget in Switzerland, like that would be so much fun. Because having a budget in Switzerland, like I don't know, like that I would just be eating like fast food or something. So, yeah, Switzerland. All right, the next question is by Gavin. Oi compilation win. Since you asked, oi compilation now. Oi, 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 oi. Oi. Oi, oi, oi. 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 Oi, oi. Oi, 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 oi. 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 There you go. Alright. Next question by I am Kiv. When did you start playing GeoGuessr, or how did you start playing GeoGuessr and when? I've actually known about GeoGuessr for a really long time. Like, I remember, like, literally, like, 10 years ago playing GeoGuessr in my friend's dorm. Yeah, so I've known about the game for such a long time, but I never really started, like, I didn't play the game seriously until, like, 3 years ago when I started streaming the game. Was it 3 years ago? No, like 2 years ago. I think like a little over 2 years. Tips for beginners? Just play the game. I mean, like, and study the game, obviously. Like, if you enjoy studying, study the game. It's very helpful. I don't enjoy studying, so it's something that I don't really do. I've just like picked up the skill, I guess, just playing the game for so long and streaming the game for so long. Easiest countries to guess outside of the obvious ones for me. Um, Outside of the obvious ones. I don't know. I would say I'm pretty good at Uruguay. If it's I just know the Uruguay fence, Uruguay road kind of thing. That's an easy call for me. My favorite GeoGuessr content creator. I honestly don't watch much GeoGuessr on YouTube, but when I do, Chicago Geographer is goated. Nice guy. Geopopo, she's goated. On Twitch, I have watched a lot of Aussie Golfer, and I've watched a lot of Lefty Raffle. Those are my goats. Honestly, like Dan, Aussie Golfer was the very first GeoGuessr streamer that I ever watched, I ever interacted with. That was the first place I ever played ChatGuessr. So I like, he was very patient and like told me about ChatGuessr and stuff. Like he was very informational. So I don't know. I feel like because of him, I started streaming this game because I was like, wow, he makes this look so fun and easy, and he told me like how to do it. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this then. I remember being I was in America at the time. I was living in Japan, but I was in America and I was watching it. I was like, oh my gosh, like this looks so fun. I'm gonna go back to Japan and I'm gonna stream this game. And then I did, and then like I never stopped streaming the game. Next question, Max Kyle. How does it feel to hit quadruple digits? It's kind of crazy. Like, I really didn't see this coming, I guess, on YouTube. Like, I just randomly started uploading and I didn't know really what was gonna happen, but I guess I'm in like the good side of the algorithm. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm pretty proud of the way my videos are going. I mean, and I've only been uploading for like 4 months now, so I'm pretty happy with that. Piano Mind asks, which country is hardest for me to pinpoint? Um, I definitely struggle in Australia. I mean, like, I know it's Australia, but I'm pretty bad at region guessing Australia. I often, I also, like, often just forget about Bulgaria. Like, I don't think Bulgaria is an option. Like, I always, like, click a country, like, surrounding Bulgaria. I don't know. That one's hard for me. And like just Central European countries, I often get mixed up. All right. Tomas asks, "Do you plan to come to Brazil?" Um, I would love to go to Brazil. I wouldn't say it's in my travel plans. I don't know anyone in Brazil. If I knew someone there, I think that would be nice to go and visit them and have them show me around, but I don't know anything about Brazil other than I know their music is good and their food is good, which is like enough to go, and the country is beautiful. Um, yeah, I'm not planning, but I will go. I would go. All right. A bird pie asks, if you plan to travel in the future, will you come to Australia? If so, which states? I would definitely go to Australia. I would love to go to Australia. That's the thing. Like, I don't know which state to go to. There's main cities in each state, so I don't know how to pick which one to go to. I think I would obviously go to Sydney. The airline that I fly, they fly into Sydney. I'm not sure where else they fly into. I think it might only be Sydney. So I would go there, and then probably one other. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure. Also, if I were to go to Australia, I would need an eSIM, and I recently got partnered with an eSIM company. So if you ever go out of the country and you need an eSIM, you need data in that country. This is the eSIM that I use all the time. Every time I leave Japan, basically I use this eSIM. It's it's a good price. It works every single time, and if you want a discount, I have the link in my description. That's for new users or users who have already used the app. All right, next question. Daryl asks, if you were to go to Costco right now, would it be a pizza day or a hot dog day? Um, I'm kind of feeling a hot dog. I think I would get a hot dog, yeah. With like a bunch of onions on it, ketchup, a little bit of mustard, a little bit of relish. Yeah. The onions are really the most important part. Okay, next question. Isin GB asks, what is your quest? This is a very broad question, but I like it. I guess because you're asking me this on YouTube, you mean like what is my quest on YouTube? I guess my quest on YouTube is just to post content that I enjoy making, and just yeah, like if I start to not enjoy it anymore, like I just won't do it anymore. But yeah, just have fun with posting, and it's also fun to build my community. I've built a pretty solid community on Twitch in like in the past 2 years of me streaming on there, which I'm very thankful for, and my Discord has many members in it, and it's really fun, and I really enjoy that. But yeah, just grow my community. That's basically it, and have fun doing it. That's my quest. Next question. Geo Savvy says, how did you end up living and working in Japan? Yeah, so if you don't know, I live in Japan. I'm from America, but I've lived in Japan for the past years, several years, I guess, at this point. Um, I guess I'll go into the long story. So, as a kid, I absolutely loved Hello Kitty. Like, I was obsessed with Sanrio. Any cute character out of Japan, like, I was obsessed with it. Like, I was like a stationary kid. Like, all my pencils were Hello Kitty. Like, my paper, my everything was Hello Kitty. And so I looked it up. Google Maps Street View came out in 2007. And I remember I was like a young kid. I was on Google Maps and I wanted to go to Sanrio Puro Land, which is a Sanrio like Hello Kitty theme park in Tokyo. And I wanted to just go to Japan in general because I knew that's where Hello Kitty was from. So I would go on Google Maps Street View as a kid and I would just look at Street View. I was definitely looking at Gen 1. I was just looking down the streets of Tokyo. I would look at the Sanrio Puro Land and yeah, I was just obsessed. I was like, I need to go here. So when I was like a little bit older in high school, me and my mom and my friend and my brother, we traveled to Japan, and I just like fell in love with it, obviously, because all of the Hello Kitty stuff was here. And then after that, like my mom also really liked to come to Japan, and I don't think I've mentioned this before, but my mom worked for United Airlines. She's retired now, but that means my family gets to travel for free, like completely for free. So before moving here, I had traveled here with my mom or with my friends 12 times, about like many times I came to Japan. And then finally I decided like I saved up a bunch of money working in San Francisco, and I was like, you know what? Like, I'm just gonna move to Japan and I'm going to go to language school. And I knew someone in Osaka, and I told them, I was like, oh, like, I think I'm gonna come to Japan and study Japanese. And I'm looking at schools in Tokyo. And they're like, why are you going to Tokyo? Like, it's gonna be more expensive and you already know someone in Osaka. So why don't you just come to Osaka? I was like, yeah, you're right. So then I ended up in Osaka, and which I'm really glad because I've grown to not like Tokyo very much because it's just overcrowded, expensive, and Osaka's better. And then after language school, I started working here, teaching English. Yeah, mostly just teaching English. I now work in an office, but yeah, that's the long story. All right, next one. Sean asks, "What's your favorite konbini snack?" So, konbini is convenience store in Japanese, but my favorite snack at the convenience store would be uh onigiri, like rice balls. There's this one rice ball that has like a half of a boiled egg, or like kind of like soft boiled egg on the inside with like mayonnaise and wrapped in seaweed. That one is so good. That's my favorite. I get that every time. Probably that and like some green tea. Those are my go-to items. Okay. Cheetah Chatter G says, "What are the cultural differences between Osaka and Kyoto?" I can't really give you like an in-depth answer to that because I did not grow up here and I don't know too much about Kyoto. But what I've heard is Kyoto is more like posh, I guess. Like their accent, the way they speak Japanese is a lot more posh. That's the word, I guess. Than Osaka is. Like Osaka accent is a lot like harsher sounding. Also, I guess like people from Osaka are more funny. If you see Japanese comedians, like I would say like 8 out of 10 times they're from Osaka. Like, just funny. I don't know. Osaka breeds funny people for some reason. Other than that, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Okay, Pika GeoGuessr asks, how did you first get into Geo? How did you build from a Roblox Fortnite streamer into GeoGuessr? What caused you to stop streaming Fortnite and Roblox and make the switch to GeoGuessr? Yeah, so before I streamed GeoGuessr, I was mainly I was a Fortnite streamer. I would stream Fortnite a lot. I had like probably like 10 average viewers. Like I did have like a little bit of a community. I built my Discord a little bit. Um but it was pretty small. I mean, there's so many people streaming Fortnite. It's hard to find streamers on there. And then I also did stream Roblox for a little bit. I was into playing Arsenal on Roblox and funk, what is it called, FNF, like the rhythm game. I streamed a lot of the rhythm game, and I actually got like kind of popular on there. Yeah, I actually had like a decent amount of viewers when I streamed that. Like it would be like like in like 50s range, 56, like maybe not 60, but like around 50 viewers, which is kind of crazy. But I was getting like kind of tired of it, and I was like thinking of like what other games I can play, because I wanted to stream something where I could like talk to the chat more. So I thought, for some reason, I just randomly thought of looking up GeoGuessr on Twitch. I don't know why I thought about that. And then, like I said, I found Dan, and then I was like, okay, this looks fun. Like Dan was talking to the chat a lot and people were talking to him. I was like, okay, this is like really interactive. This looks fun, so I'm gonna try that. And then I tried that, and then like I had viewers and I had people chatting, so I was like, oh dang, like I'm gonna do this tomorrow too. Yeah. Okay, next question. Tris asks, okay, my question, would you agree with me, in order to have a diversity at 2025 World Cup, there should perhaps be a wild card round just at the end for only for ladies. Sorry, it's hard to read because it's so small. The ladies who did not qualify via the continental playoffs. Okay, so like a wild card for like a ladies wild card. I wouldn't be opposed to that idea. I honestly don't have like a strong stance on this. I'm not opposed to it though. It like, if it were to happen, that's fine. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't, that's fine as well to me. It's, yeah, I don't really have a strong opinion on it. But like also there's also the argument, like they had a Polish only one for only for Polish people. So it could make sense that there's one for only women. I don't think it's like, I honestly don't think it's that necessary, but I'm not mad if it happens. I could really go either way. I could go either way. Yeah, it's, I've given it some thought, but it's not something that I feel like too strongly about. I'm not gonna lie. Of course, I would love to see more representation. I would absolutely love that. But for like a wild card itself, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It could be cool, but like, yeah, I just don't have a strong enough opinion on it, really. Okay, next question. Juicelton says, are you dreading people coming up saying hi in Copenhagen now that you're established YouTuber? So I'm not going to Copenhagen. I'm not going to this World Cup for a couple different reasons. I am going to the Tokyo one. There's a Tokyo, like the Asia Oceania regionals finals. I will go to that one because it's in Japan. But yeah, I'm not going. I did go to the last one though, and I met plenty of people. And I definitely wasn't dreading it, but I wasn't expecting meeting so many people. So I was a bit overwhelmed, but I'm very glad that people talked to me. I'm very glad that I met so many people. That was really awesome. But yeah, if I were to go, I would not be dreading it. That's not the word. I last year, like I didn't come very like mentally prepared to meet so many people because it's like pretty out of my comfort zone. Like I don't meet very many people throughout the day or anything. So yeah, I wasn't mentally prepared, but I am very thankful for the people I did meet. Okay, next question. Um, what brought me to Japan and what made you stay? So I answered the question about what brought me to Japan, but what made me stay is like I just think the quality of life here is better than it is in America for me personally. I love living here. I feel safe living here. Um, I can do whatever I want basically at any hour of the day here. Um, Not to say that Japan is a perfect country because it's definitely not, but I 100% feel more safe here than I do in America, which is really important for me and for living, I think. So, yeah. I just, yeah, it's really just, I prefer living here more than I do in America. And when I go back to America, I'm like, it's fun to visit, but then I'm like, ooh, let's get back to Japan. Like, I like being here. Yeah. Okay, next question. Lime Crystal says, will you do a collab with some big GeoGuessr content creators? Um, it's honestly not something that I really seek out. Like, I've never really seeked that out in my career of, no, not my career, but like my my streaming and my YouTube. I don't know. I've usually just done like my own thing. Obviously, it would be nice to play games and film and talk to some creators, but I have some in mind, but yeah, not something I seek out. I'm pretty happy with the way my community and um channel has grown without the help of a collab, so I'm pretty happy with that. Obviously, I know like my platform is not massive by any means, but I'm happy with how it is now. I should mention that I do work with like a larger channel, but it's on the Japanese side of GeoGuessr. I do speak English and some Japanese during the videos, and they're translated into Japanese. I will link that channel in the description, but I post videos on there weekly, like multiple times a week, so you can watch those. The channel is much bigger than mine, and I'm having fun making videos. It's mostly only it's only Japan maps. And how did I come up with the name Sachi? So Sachi is actually my dog's name in America. Um there there's kind of a funny story. So she when I got her, the the person who I got her from thought that she was a boy for some reason because like his dogs just had puppies and he didn't I guess he wasn't sure like what they look like as puppies, so he told me that it was a male dog. So I gave her initially a male name, which is Sosuke, a Japanese name, Japanese male name, Sosuke. And then when I found out that she was a girl, like I also didn't really think much about it because I was like, oh, like the guy I'm getting her from is telling me that it's a boy, so like I should just trust it. But then I quickly realized like, okay, this is definitely a girl dog. So I looked at online Japanese I looked online for Japanese female names that started with the S. I wanted to keep the S name because I had already been calling her Sosuke. So I wanted another S name, and then I found the name Sachi. I was like, "Oh, I really like this. Like this sounds cute for a dog." So I named her Sachi, and then I named myself online Sachigirl because I used to call her Sachigirl, Sachigirl. So I decided to name myself that. Okay, next question. A couple of people asked, what's my favorite thing to do um outside of the online world? I like to hang out with her. This is my doggers. She doesn't like it up here. She's a very nervous dog. Um Sela. She doesn't really like it up here, but yeah, I like to hang out with her. She's a rescue dog. She was found in Nara Prefecture, living in the forest with her little puppy buddies. I got her about a year ago. She used to be much more nervous, but she's getting better. Her name's Sela, so I like to hang out with her. Sela, Sela, looky. Oh, you mean her like to go on walks together and everything, right, Sela? She looks like she doesn't like me, but she just doesn't like being up here. She never comes up here. So yeah, I like hanging out with Sela. I like going out to dinner. I like trying different beers. I like drinking beer. I I like hiking, hiking around, city hiking, or like going outside of the city. I like driving around. Yeah, trying different foods. Traveling within Japan is fun. I was gonna say I like playing video games, but that's an online activity. Alright, that seems like everything. That seems like all the questions. Some of these questions, like, I wanted to go more into detail with, but I don't know. It's easier to think about how I'm gonna answer the question beforehand than it is to just like start talking about it in front of the camera. So I hope I answered those properly. This video is actually a little bit shorter than I thought it was going to be. If you stayed till the end, comment a pencil. Comment a pencil emoji. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to my yap. That is all I have. Bye bye.